Okay, so I guess we're good to go for today. Our today's project is gonna be, let me just, it's gonna be like a great ball contraption from the Legos. Let's see if we can find some reference images. So something like this, it's like a Rube Goldberg machine, I guess. We're gonna do something really basic here because it's gonna be a pain in the ass to animate anyway, so let's try to keep it simple. As much, well, let's try to keep it as simple as possible, so yeah. So what I wanna do is like make like a robotic arm that picks the ball or the block from the end and then moves it to the top of the like a spiral slide, and then it moves all the way down and then it picks it up again, and it's basically an endless loop. So um, we'll have to make the arm and the slide, and then we'll have to animate the whole thing. So let's get started by creating our base. So let's see. I guess we can call it arm base. And also let's load our palette, the extended one, so we have some more colors to work with. And now let me just think, how large do we want to have that whole thing. So the base should probably be like half a block tall, and we can add some more decorations later, but also let's check if our pivot point is centered, which it is. And now we can simply go out, create a child node, name it base, attach our arm base to it, and then now we need to make like a turntable or something like that where our arm is gonna be put on. So let me just duplicate this part. So guess this could be like rotate turntable. Let's call it turntable. Turntable. Awesome. Okay, and now let's just extend this up. Turn on our mirrors so we can easily see where the center is, and then let's see how wide should the main axis be, like 6 voxels. I guess that's fine. And let's make it 2 voxels tall so it actually stands out. You can actually see that it's a difference here. Oh, so that's 2. We should probably make it a bit larger. 4. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, what? 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so it's still a square, but now it's 14 by 14, and now it should be 16 by 16, right? Since it's 8. Okay. And now let's just make it slightly wider, so we can have like something like this, which would hold our arm base, and that's gonna be a pretty large thing, right? Mm, sure, I guess. Now we just need to make this whole thing taller, like so, and then we can also delete our base of the previous object. So something like this. And let's also move our pivot point to y coordinate 0, like so. And let's try to add it to our... Wait, we need a create child node. And yeah, it's not really a turntable, but I have to name it something. So let's see, 16. Okay, and we can make the base slightly smaller if needed. And another thing, let me just see, 1, 2, 3, 13. So that's gonna be 12 here, and I think that's still fine. And now let's duplicate this and name it like arm 0, I guess, if we decide we wanna have different arm sizes. And let's see, that could be added to the previous one. Let's see. Okay, we need to make it taller first, so we can actually see where this ends. Like so. Then we delete this, and then one more, or maybe even two. Something like this. And then just make it square, so if this is 12, this should be 12 as well. Like so. And what is this again? I think we can delete this, right? Or let's just fill it in. So it's 12 by 12 by 32. And also let's move our pivot, and also we need to move it upwards a bit, so to something like 6. And let's see, attach our child node, so we have arm 0 here. And then we move this upwards to, I guess 12 could be fine. But let's see how this rotates. Okay. And then also let's add like some hinges to this part. And if that is 6, I think we can do something like this. And we could just duplicate it like so. I guess it's not really visible without the nice lines, and also we could just extend this all the way, so we actually save on a face or two. And now let's see if the pivot point matches, so it should be 1 voxel higher, like so. Okay, so basically this is gonna rotate like so, and this is gonna move this way. And then I think we need another, like an elbow segment. So let me just think about that for a moment. I guess we could do something like this. So let's make it back to 16 by 16. Let's recenter it. That's the wrong way. Like so. And then let's make it slightly taller. And what we also, I think we should... Wait. Okay, we didn't move our pivot point, right? So that's a problem. Okay. And we need to do that in the same direction as we have this. So let's see. For here, just extend it out and then make it taller, like so. And we should be able to put another segment like this one here. And let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be about fine, right? Okay. So that's one arm, and the second one is gonna have to... It's probably gonna have to have fingers at the end, or we could just add another segment like this. So let's create a child node, name it arm1, and then attach the same part to it. So let's see how that turns out. Okay, it could be moved downwards, at least a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty fine. And then for the last segment, I think we just need to duplicate this into arm1 and then delete these two side thingies, so we can add the fingers at the end. Just check this, so 6, 6, so this should be centered still, and we can just duplicate this one, name it arm2, attach it, and then just replace it by the other part. And here I think we can try to play a little bit with inverse kinematics. So that's interesting what happened here. It pulls the whole thing after itself. So that's basically gonna be it for our arm. Now we just need to add the fingers, so let's go ahead and do that. So finger, let's make it bigger again. We can just trim the volumes later. So let's see, like 4 maybe. Let's also turn on our nice lines. So let's see, if the fingers close in, we should be able, so this is 12 by 12, and if we make them like a little bit smaller, it could be a 10 by 10 block. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's extend it a little bit further. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then something like this, maybe 8. So we got this. That's more or less what we need for our finger. So let's just delete the unneeded parts. Oops, that's too much. Like so. Also here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be more than enough room for our finger, and then just adjust the pivot point to be at an appropriate coordinates, like so. Okay, then we name this, well, we don't actually name it, we create a new child node, name it finger 0. Then let's move this upwards. How far should we move this? Something like this, perhaps. And let's move it slightly upwards. And then duplicate this node, name it finger 1. We can guess we can try to rotate it like so, and then move it from -1 to 1. And I guess this could be slightly larger. So let's see. Let's change this to 8. Like so, and maybe another way here, and also perhaps something like this. And we also need to adjust our pivot point here so everything stays centered. Like so, and if we do keep them thicker, I think they should be longer as well. So maybe extra 2 or 3 voxels. Let's check it out. Okay, so that's more or less it for the arm. And what we need also is the ball, or the cube, I guess it's the most appropriate term to call it, so just call it cube. and it should be like what, 10 by 10. And I think where would be the easiest pivot point to animate? I guess we just keep it in the middle, and we'll worry about that when we have to animate the darn thing. So middle, and maybe turn off this so we can actually color it some other color than gray. So that should probably be attached to root. Cube, not the block. Let's see. Okay. And then what we need is like some kind of tower or some structure to keep our spiral from collapsing. So, but we can make the like the line segments or whatever sooner. So it's gonna be like spiral part. Let's make it 14 by 14, I don't know, and 32. And here what we want to do is like create a bottom part like so, and then some side rails we should be mirroring here. So let's see, some safety rails so it doesn't fall out, and yeah, I guess that's gonna be a straight segment, and then we can make like a corner one, and then we just assemble them together. And we should also get rid of our cube. Let's not close this yet, we still have some minor adjustments to make. Let's put our pivot point to this top ridge, like so. And then let's also just trim our volumes. So that's gonna be renamed to spiral straight. And then also duplicate it and name it spiral corner. That should be spelled correctly. Okay. So the ball should, or the cube comes this way, like so, 2, 4, 6, and then another 4. And let's not make it any larger than it has to be. And also let's just move the pivot point to here. And we'll try to assemble that and see what that turns out to be. So, spiral. And I think we can also make a spiral end, or that could be added later actually. So let's see. Like so, and then we add a child node, name it spiral corner 0. Let's add to it, and we should also rotate it like so. That makes much more sense, and we also don't have to do it later. And let's see, put it to 32. Create another child node, S0. Now this one needs to be straight. And now we need to align them appropriately. And then I think if we duplicate this node and name it SC1 and then attach it here, yeah, we should be good to go. And let's also rename this to S1, just so we got everything named as it should be. And then what we wanna do is actually this shouldn't be, or let's see, this one is like by 2, this one is by additional 2, and I need to correct here 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can keep them like this. It's just they aren't like perfectly aligned. Okay, also let's see what happens if we keep this in line. Then something like this happens. So how do we keep that from breaking? We should move this to the top. Let's see. And also let's first reset everything we got about this part. And then move this downwards. Like so. And then rotate this here. And if we try to slope it again, at least it doesn't break here. We got minor stuff going on here, but if we put it to 15 degrees, yeah, it still stays. We can, I guess, delete that later if you wanted to. But then this one should have its pivot at the bottom, like so. Oops. So let's try to align this. And then if we rotate it, let's see. I think this is the appropriate level. And then move this upwards. And then again. How much did... Well, also... Yeah. So let's move this downwards a bit, so that's aligned. And then we also... Oops. We also need to reset this rotation and move it upwards. Okay. So that's more or less fine. And we also need to adjust this. Okay. So that's 20. We can go one further here. And then we need to... Let's see, can we just do this? Duplicate node. Name it SC2. Put it here. Okay. That's good. So let's rename this to S2. Okay. So now you're getting a rough idea of what we're trying to accomplish. And I guess we can do this once more. So we duplicate node, name it SC3. And now let's just go over these names so they actually make sense. So this needs to be S3, SC4. Oops. What happened here? SC4, and then rename this to S4. Okay, and if we move this upwards a bit, we can get a rough idea of how tall our thingy is. So I think we can add like another layer or another story maybe. So we got 2 of these here and we still need a couple more. So let's duplicate this. Okay. Actually, let's duplicate this one so we don't get too many. Duplicate node. I think the next one is SC5. It is. And now how... Yeah. We can add even a little bit more. So let's undo that. Let's duplicate this here. Name this one SC5. So SC5. Attach it to our last node. And then what we need is the last segment that would finish it here. So duplicate this. Also, let's just rename them. So S5, SC6, S7, SC8. And this is kind of annoying that when I use the mouse wheel it jumps straight to the left, but so this is S8, SC9, and then this one is S9, and then let's just duplicate this for the last segment, SC10. Okay, SC10, and then this is gonna be S10, like so. And here it's gonna be like the ending. Also, let's save our project so we don't lose our stuff if anything crashes. Okay, and now we can also add the like ending parts. So that just basically means it has like this full stop at the end, like so. And maybe that could be I don't know, on the other side. Let's see. If we attach it here. Okay, let's not flip that. Pink. Okay. So this is working as intended. And here as well. So create child node, S11. Attach this to it. And here we'll have some work to do, I guess. Okay. Like so. Rotate it by 180 degrees. Then move it outwards. Okay. So we got this working, and this one could be extended a little bit further, I think. So let's make it 40 long. And we'll just have to pull it here a little bit further, so to 68, I think. Like so. And let's see. If this were to move somewhere like here. Perhaps something like this, and we can move it even a little bit closer. Something like this, and it would hopefully be able to pick it up somehow from here and then put it up there. So there's that, and what we're still missing is like some kind of a support for this whole thing. So we can just name it spiral base or something. Let's duplicate this, spiral with a smaller case. So that's gonna basically be a child node of the spiral. So let's see if we can center that. Twelve, 12 could be more. 16, 16. Let's see. So 18 by what? 20, 21? Let's see. Okay, so this is centered. At least I think so. And move this. So how? This is 115, so this is minus 115 to be at 0. Okay. And let's save just in case. And then make it, I don't know, 30 by 30. That's still too large, right? So make it 24 by 24. It doesn't really have to be that large. So this, and then let's see. Okay. Okay, that's that's actually a really tall thing. I just realized. Okay. Let's put on our nice lines. Let's make the whole thing a bit smaller so it's easier to work with. And then guess that's too small. So something like this. And just spam it all the way up. All the way. Okay. So now I'm trying to figure out where the... And also let's just make it tall enough so it can support everything. A little bit more. Sure, something like this, I guess. Now let's do something like this. So these are gonna be like bars that support the rest of the spiral, but we need to make this thing larger so we can actually put everything inside. So we can extend the bars outwards enough. So now let's adjust our pivot point to 16 and 16 here. Wait a sec. No. Our pivot point was fine. We need to move it with these arrows, right? So is this moving at all? Okay, so let's see. We need our pivot point at 16 by 16. That's something for sure. And now we need to move our model so it's centered around that pivot point. So that, and I think that's it. Hopefully that's it. It would be a shame if we had to redo the whole thing again. Okay, let's check it out. Okay. Let's make it just a little bit higher, just so it doesn't clip with the rest of the stuff. Like so. So this shouldn't be all the way, because it's gonna clip through the walls, and the same thing here, like so. Okay, let's trim, and then let's see, 1, 2, and the next one is here, and we'll do 4 Gs on the other side next, just so we use our mirror as efficiently as possible. That's 4. Is here 4 as well? 2, 3, 4. Sure. Okay. Like so. This one should be actually a little bit higher. And then let's move to the next part. This isn't 4, right? Okay. So this one is too high. Then for this one here, oops, I think it should be like so. Could it be one taller? Let's see. Okay, sure. And we don't really need anything else here. So we got this. And then we need to add the bars for the rest of them. So like here. Wait a second. Oh, so that trimmed too much actually, because we didn't have any of our thingies poking out. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Then move it all the way to the end, like so. And I think we can also do this. And apparently that's actually odd. Why are they... Oh. Mm, wait a sec. That's wrong way. Let me just see. Okay, so this is... Oh, we forgot about the pivot, right? So this is at 15. This should be at 15 as well. And if we do it like so. Now... Okay. This is inside. Okay, so now it's working. Just some random pivot point shenanigans. And let's see. We got this here. Got this here, and the last one. Oops, let's use this. Okay, so I think we should be done with that. Okay. So that's more or less our layout. And I'm just not really sure where the middle of it should be. So I guess if we made these 2x3 blocks, this should be somewhere around here. Well, no, it should be here, right? And then if we move this, so it's aligned with this edge, and then we need to put it so this edge and this line are also aligned. This could be it. Now I don't really know. Sadly, there's no like top-down view or anything. So we would just have to trust our guts that this is actually centered. And also let's move this cube to the arm and close the fingers so they're actually holding it like so. And I think this could be our idle animation, or well, idle position. And also let me just try to see how we would drop that. So it's a slightly short. So I guess what we'll have to do is just extend these arms a little bit. To like 44 maybe. So we move that upwards, then fill that in. Our pivot point has actually not been moved, so that's fine, I think. And let's just extend this to 38 and this to 38. This is gonna be huge actually. This should be somewhere like this. Okay, so this should be tall enough to drop the ball. Oh, okay, I see. This should be also extended outwards. And now everything is gonna just break. So... now that's some clumsy engineering, but I think we can work through it. Like so. And we'll just have to adjust this bottom part back here. So now let's see, can we drop our ball or cube? So it would be pretty cool if it was even a bit taller. And I guess we can do that just by making our base a little bit larger. So let's put this to 24. Fill it in. Then move this part upwards to 24. And this to 144. Like so. And also let's reset our rotation. Okay. So that's gonna be our idle. And then let's duplicate this. And also let's save everything, just to be safe. Now we can duplicate this animation. And... what should it be called actually? Not idle? Moving? Active maybe? Let's name it active 01. Okay, and this is where the fun starts. So I guess we can start animating it one way, and we'll soon figure it out if that's the appropriate way to do it or not. So let's say we want the whole animation to loop in 10 seconds. So we add our final keyframes because we want to loop it. We want to loop it nicely so it finishes in the same frame as it started. And I think if we take like 1 second to pick it up, to pick up our cube up, and then after 1 second we are in this position that we're currently in, and then it takes us 1 second to drop the cube, and then we're left with 8 seconds for it to roll down the spiral. So I think we can try to add our next keyframes at 1 second, where the arm drops the ball. So our turntable will have to rotate to 270. And our arm is gonna have to rotate to like here. So the cube should also move down there. So let's see, how do we want to do that? Okay, so we're rotating around the z-axis, and here it's like 331. Let's see. It should be rotated even further. And it's still not... Okay, that's good. And now let's try to center it like how it was before. Let's see. Here it was just 1 voxel out, so here it should be as well, like so. At least I think so. Oh, and yeah, they do start and end at the same position, but so I think for these smooth animations we'll have to actually that's gonna be a tough one. So I guess if our arm doesn't move in while the cube is rolling, I think we could attach the cube to the arm, like so, and so it moves nicely along with the trajectory of our arm. So where is our cube actually? Oh, so let's move this downwards further here, so it's centered here, and then we can move it to like 32. Okay, and let's add the final keyframe. Okay, so that moves nicely. And now what we want to do is let's add the keyframes for our fingers, like so, and then they should open like 1 voxel or maybe even 2 outwards, like so. And in this time, wait, this isn't even... So that's rotated by to 70, that's fine. But these two don't align actually. And why is that? So I think we should move it one. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. So if we move this to -1, then here to -1 as well, so it hopefully doesn't move in between. This is aligned, okay, that's good. So and it should stay here, so let's delete the keyframes for the turntable and for this one. So we got this. Here is our open state. So this block or cube should move down. Oops. And we shouldn't. We should put a keyframe here. And now let's align it with the ground. And I guess it falls somewhere like here. Let's see. Moves here, drops it. So let's check it out from the side also. Okay. And now the arm is gonna wait while our block or cube rotates. And let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So by now let's also delete this. Okay. So now it should move to here. Let's see, rotate, drop, move here. Then the next second it's gonna move down. Oops, it's gonna move down here. Okay, let me check it out from this side. So to here. Next second it should okay, it should be down here. So let's check it out again. So it rotates, it drops one way, second way, and is this at the bottom? I think so, yep. That's the corners, and then that's some other corners, and it went down by 11, I think. So if we go to 28, it should be about right. I think. And now it's at 0. Let's see. Okay, 27. Like so. Then let's see what position it was here. So it was 74. Let's do the same here. Then 38. Then this. And let's see. I really hope this turns out well. Okay. And now here it's gonna be a bit tricky. Luckily we have the keyframe. Oh no. Oh no, we missed one. So these all have to be extended. Oh my god. Okay, so we got to this one. This one still needs to be moved, right? This one is like at the center. Why didn't we? Down there. Then that's interesting. I think I have overwritten one keyframe because I wasn't careful. So 32. 32 and 0. So let's just check it out here. Doom, doom, doom. So 32 and 0. Then move it downwards. Animating is fun. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. And then for our last two, everything is just shaking. For our last two keyframes, let's go to here. And I think we should make one at like the bottom here, like this. We can move it downwards a little bit, like so, and then move it to the end, and at this time we should have our arm picking it up, and at 12 seconds it should hopefully be done with. So we would have to let's save first. Just to be sure. And now we rotate this. And of course our cube needs to stay in the same place. So we'll probably just have to override everything a bunch of times. So let's just correct it already a little bit, and we'll have to do some more probably. So let's see if we do inverse kinematics. I don't. That's not really the way I imagined it. So let's not do it like so. This should rotate like for 90 degrees. And this as well. This can move forwards a little bit. And it would actually have to be a little bit longer, so let's see, let's go to library, spiral and 0 and let's attach this to our node. Let's just okay, so it doesn't work that way, we have to do it like so. And now let's extend it a wee bit further. Like so. And then move this part further here. And let's see, how much is here? 68. 68. So this whole thing moves down to pick up the block. Let's see. Would that be even enough? Something like this perhaps, and well, actually yeah, everything is totally messed up right now. Let me try to undo these changes. Let's see. This is still moving. So let's see, this should be still until the ball or the cube reaches its final point. It's like here. Let's delete this node. Okay. So there's already some weird stuff going on. Arm 2. And did we miss another keyframe again? So let's delete these two. And this one. Okay, so let's see. It goes there, there. It's from this to this. Okay, so this should be expanded to 12. This to 11 and a half. And then here it should be in that corner. So let's move our block or cube or whatever you want to call it. To 0, 74. Like so. So let's see. Drops it, then moves all the way down. It's like, oh, that's so let's see, we got this, and this one should be at 11, and what we did should be at 10. Oh my god. So this is at 0. Okay, so let's see, down, 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 boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Okay, so we got that figured out, and basically nothing should move until now. Like so. Okay, so this is sliding nicely. Okay, and now that we have everything fixed, let's pick up our ball or cube, or yeah, our red object. Okay. So let's see. And is this? Yeah. We also didn't extend this outwards, so this one needs to be moved to 68, like so. Okay. And the final keyframe for the cube should also finish somewhere actually at 0. So we can also make this a little bit shorter, like so. Okay. And then let's see. We got this. To 90. I think something like this could work. And now let's try to correct our cube position. So at the end it should be... Oh, we should be resetting our cube, not our other stuff. So let's see what are its coordinates at 0, so it's 32, and here it should basically be pretty much the same. So 32. So in that case, the arm should have moved even further down. So we just need to figure out some good position. Guess we can pick it up somewhat like this. And I thought these fingers moved outwards. Oh, and they move slowly back together, which actually shouldn't be the case. So let's delete these keyframes. So they stay open. Okay, all the way down, 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 down. Okay, now I guess we can add those keyframes. And then when it picks it up, they should be closed again. So in, and now we just need to correct for every frame of how this arm moves, and we would so have to tell it not to move through the whole contraption. So maybe let's first do that. So more or less the problem is that we are rotating the short way. So I think if we did the long way rotation, it should have been fine, but let's see. So I think the rotation could be slightly faster. So it rotates like really quickly. Let's see how far the arm moves. So there's a little bit of fighting, but nothing too horrible. Now we just need to fix our cube. So at the end of the rotation, it should be still here. Actually, like so. And then move it inwards. So huh. Okay, I guess we'll just have to do it frame by frame here for this 1 second, just so our cube doesn't move into directions we don't want. And we basically have to go frame by frame just to make sure everything stays as it should. So let's make it a wee bit higher, just so that we can see the white line underneath. And then let's also move this a little bit down, and this actually a little bit inwards. Okay, for the next keyframe it should be something like this. Let's try to align it with the rest of our stuff, and maybe we can save this, and if we turn on nice lines, perhaps we can see that. To help us stay, well, they're not rendering, so whatever. Move this downward, so this is gonna be basically the most funky part of our animation, because it's gonna be jumping around a little bit. Let me just readjust it here. And of course the next keyframe. So we basically need to correct for the arm movement every time, and we need to decide whether that's more important to us than having a jittery animation when we are moving the cube around. So that's basically a trade-off. Something like this. Then just like so. Then another one. It's actually good that we made the rotation quite fast, so we don't have to make too many new keyframes. Like here. Okay. And I think these are the last two that we need to do for the rotating part. And I think that I might just go over these again a bit later, just to readjust everything so it jumps around as little as possible. Like so. something like this. And now, if I remember correctly, yeah, we just need to adjust for the movement of the arm. Oh, just let me stretch a little bit. This animating is quite quite exhausting, I have to admit. So okay. And I think we can try to do this stuff the nice way. So we just start with some keyframes and then we add additional ones if it turns out that we need them. Okay. And what happens if we make it instant? Yeah, doesn't really help. So let's zoom in here. Let's just move it here, move it here, move it here. Okay. Oops. Like so. And then let's see. So we can rotate it like so. Something like this. So how many keyframes do we have more to go? It's like 8 or something. Yeah, just a little bit more. And then we have our full loop completed. I mean, yeah, it was going kind of too easy before, right? Something like this. And I guess we can move it a little bit for the last keyframe or two, just so we smooth out the whole process a little bit. Not yet here. Okay, I have no idea what's going on with my throat right now, so I'm just coughing a little bit. Hopefully nothing infectious. Like so. And then let's see what we managed to do. Okay, so this goes nicely. And let's see what the ending part. Yeah. So we will have to do some more work there. Okay, now by 14. What is this? Turn. Okay. So let's add keyframes here. And then for the last one, we just need to reset these rotations. Reset, reset, reset. Like so. Oh, this looks awesome. I like it. We'll have to do some more stuff, of course, but for the most part, I think that looks pretty good. Let me just do another thing that I wanted to do. It's like rotating the cube a little bit while it's moving. So here it falls down, and now let's say I would like to have it rotated by a 90 degrees, so like so. And then we need to correct the rotation, so here it's 110 and here it's 0, so that's the hell. Okay, apparently that's not how any of this works. Oh, and you can set the anchor. Oh, okay. That's good to know. So here this should be like so. And it should be rotated around the blue axis. Like so. Okay. Now let's see what kind of weird rotation we get here. Wait a second. So it rotates the blue should be there, that's correct. The red should be here, I think. Let's see. Okay, so that's good. And now here at the end, the blue should be up and the green should be parallel to the ground. So the blue should be up like so, I think. Okay. And we got a little bit too much rotation. So green shouldn't rotate as much, I think. Like so. Okay. We got that sorted out. Now, next we need to have blue is the same and green is up and red is... Wait, what? Should be like so, I think. And what? Wait. Okay. So this is fine. And this should be rotated by 180 degrees, I think. So it actually rotates the right way. Okay. Then what we want to have is the red up and the blue is actually fine. Where is this rotating? So... Oh my god. So I think it should be something like this. Let's see. And also it shouldn't rotate around the red axis. Right? Only around green, or the blue one is actually a problem. Like so. Okay. And now we need to rotate it around the red one. So the blue points up. I think something like this. I'm not too sure here. Okay, so that's good, but it's still rotating around something. It might be the red one. So the green should actually be like so. Okay, just a couple more. Let me save this quickly. Now the red should be like so. Well, but only around the blue one. Okay, and we should rotate the blue one like so. Okay. And then here, what we wanna do is not rotate around the blue one. So the blue should be like so, that's correct. But the green should be pointing here, or 180 degrees to the other direction. Okay. Now I need blue at the top. Like so. Green in the middle. Is that correct? Let me see. So green should be like so. Blue should also be like so, and red as well. But I think the rotation here is too much, so like so. Okay, awesome. And then here we need green to be like so, that's good. And blue should be upwards. Like so. And of course by 180 degrees. Come on. Okay. Like so. And let's add another keyframe here. So green should be here. Just a sec. Actually, let's not create this node. Red is up. Actually, like so. I think red, yes, and green should be, wait, what? Like so, and like so. So red, green, and blue. No, blue actually has to be like this. Okay, and we can just rotate it by 180. Okay. Then we just need to deal with the jitter. So let's save and let's check out our glorious animation. Okay. Okay, and I think we could make the whole thing a little bit faster. So let's just put these keyframes a little bit closer So instead of 1 full second, it only takes half that time for it to reach the corner. So let's see. In a second, when we move the last couple of keyframes. So okay, and let's just clean this up a little bit. So there's that, and also let's just move all these keyframes sooner, and we'll also have to move all of the arm keyframes forward as well. And basically what we're left with is recoloring, or I mean just coloring the robot and our spiral, and also adjusting some of these keyframes while the arm is picking up the cube. So that's what's still left for us. Although I think we're just gonna call it a day right now. Well, not right now, but soon, since we're approaching that 2-hour mark for our stream. So this, and let's see. Yeah, we need to move all the keyframes so the result makes sense, I guess. Now I'm just slightly confused why. So that's at full. No. This. And let's also move the final keyframes to 9 seconds, just so the animation doesn't take too long for no good reason. And then we'll just run it again, see if everything more or less works as intended, and then we'll call it a day. So let me just readjust all these keyframes that we got for our spiral. That's why it can also sometimes be helpful to do that at the end, not at the start, because you have quite some work to do when you have to readjust them, like what I'm doing right now. So this one is apparently missing one, and now we just have to delete all this unneeded stuff. Can we select? Well, we can't. I was hoping I might be able to select multiple keyframes at the same time, but at least maybe if with Control or Shift. Oh, we can't select multiple with Shift. That's actually oh, we can select multiple at the same time, like so. But we can't do. Oh, we can do it. We can actually. Oh, but when we misclick, everything gets deselected. So, oh come on. Okay, let's not try to select too many because we deselect them all if I manage to. Yeah, and helping, helping and talking while doing it certainly doesn't help. So, okay. And the last ones? Are these the last ones? Yeah, awesome. Okay, and let's see now. So this goes down, 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 then it gets picked up, and repeat. Okay, so that's more or less it for today. We did some stuff. There's still some stuff to figure out, but yeah, cool. And yeah, if you enjoyed, don't forget to tune in on Friday. And I guess we'll see each other next time. So, bye bye.